We have got both shields off the opponent and it's time to come in with Granbull for the very oppressive. Charm down, farm down. We have 2 shields, so I am going to shield up the first Icicle Sphere and then we should leave with a move, and absolutely nothing in this meta wants to eat a crunch or a close combat. The next Icicle Sphere will get us low. We've got about 10 HP. What is it they come in with? They come in with a Giratina. Giratina with no shields is absolutely not going to appreciate this crunch. We get the defense drop at 10 HP. It's Charm versus Dragon Breath, and Giratina is absolutely deleted, despite us only entering the match with 10 HP. You love to see it. So, in today's video, we are taking a look at the most oppressive Charmer of them all. I'm going to be honest here, I absolutely fucking hate Charm. I hate fast move pressure. But we like to bring a variety of content on the channel. So I did power up this Granbull you can see on the left. Its IVs are pretty decent. It is really HP and defense weighted. It's about level 46.5 or something. So it's pretty bulky as far as Granbulls go, but they are made of paper. We've got double water in the back. Without any further ado, let's just get into the battles. And in game 1, we pick up a lead against Cresselia, another super bulky mon. But Granbull's charms absolutely don't care. You can see this Cresselia is getting chunked. We are going to be forcing a shield with the crunches, with these charm damages. It would knock out from this range. So let's see if they give up their first shield. They do give it up and now switch out into a Walrus. You can see that Granbull has chipped it down into a range where one Earthquake is going to be enough to knock out. I am going to shield this first move up, calling the Earthquake, and we correctly shield an Earthquake. We did switch out super late, so I overfarm just a touch, and this Earthquake with the additional charm should be enough to knock out, and it is absolutely perfect. Down goes the opposing Walrus. What is the opponent going to come back in with? If they come back in with Cresselia, we do have to be mindful of the Grass Knot. Let's see if that is the moveset they are running. They are on Grass Knot. It isn't enough to KO, and this Icicle Sphere should get them pretty low unless they are willing to burn their final shield. Icicle Sphere does land. The Cresselia is going to be forced to dump energy, and at this stage now, I'm just going to put it all on the GOAT. It's the GOAT of the Great League, and of course it is the GOAT in the Ultra League as well, Shadow Swampert. So I am waiting out my timer. In comes Swampert. They come into Escavalier. And as always, kids, stay in school, learn to count. We're going to sack the Granbull for no apparent reason whatsoever, but this game is absolutely over. Hydro Cannon is not enough to KO, but as we banked all that residual energy, I'm going straight for the kill shot of Earthquake. We absolutely wrecked the Escavalier, and this Cresselia is going to get outpaced to back-to-back charge moves. If the opponent chooses to shield this up, we will just outpace to the next move. The opponent realises it's over and don't even use the shield. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we pick up an absolutely dreadful lead. A Steel type into our Charm user, we safe switch into the Walrus, and the opponent is going to be throwing a Drill Peck at us. We aren't going to shield this first one up. We are going to see if they're looking to catch the Earthquake. They do switch out now into a Charmer of their own, and we are going to be spamming the shit out of these Icicle Spheres. We are so far ahead on energy, we should get to the 3 required to knock out or gain a shield advantage. Second Icicle Sphere does land. We are going to outpace to the 3rd, so now the opponent will be forced to burn a shield or lose switch. The opponent does shield it up and they will manage to commit to the charm down, farm down. I am going to come back in with my own Granbull. We are going to tank absolutely anything, as this Granbull is going to be pretty dead weight against the Empoleon. So we tank the charge move onto our Granbull, come in with Swampert to get ahead on energy. They come back in to Empoleon. I'm going straight for the kill shot. They're already down 1 shield. Are they willing to commit their final? No, they are not. We absolutely one-shot that, and in the back is a Crobat. This is going to get somewhat tricky. We have 2 shields and pretty much no HP, so I'm going to be forced to start shielding up Resisted Poison Fangs. We get some great visual lag there. Fuck knows what happened. We CMP tied, and apparently I started my charge move on a nice. You hate to see it. We are going to need to get to 2 more Hydro Cannons. This Hydro Cannon should draw the final shield. We are running out of HP, so I'm going to throw 1 Mud Shot. Look to transfer that Air Slash onto Granbull. We're only 1 Mud Shot away. There's no point in shielding this Granbull up because we've seen our Swampert lose his CMP. So if they did manage to Air Slash us down, leave a move, we would lose this battle. But Swampert's 1 Mud Shot away, and we get to the Hydro Cannon and take that game. Moving on into the next one. We see Granbull into Registeel, so apparently Charm isn't a good lead, and I'm pretty happy because I fucking hate Charm. We safe switch into the Walrus, and the opponent is staying in. I am going to shield this move off as both Zap Cannon and Focus Blast hit for super effective. They debuff us. I imagine they are going to look to switch out, but they haven't switched out, so I am going to throw an Earthquake at this Registeel, even debuff. It does do half of the opponent's HP, and they now switch out into a Swampert. This Swampert isn't going to appreciate these Icicle Spheres. They are debuffed, but it is still a pretty decent matchup for our Walrus. We're already at the second Icicle Sphere, and this is now going to get the Swampert fairly low. They are going to have to throw an Earthquake to take us out, and once again, stay in school, kids. Learn to count. I'm going to save that Walrus, catch the Earthquake on Granbull. Can we commit to the Charm Down? We cannot, but Granbull is absolute dead weight against Registeel, so I'm just going to absolutely sack it. That is about the best use you're ever going to get out of a fucking Charmer. Just sack the piece of shit. Moving back on into the commentary, we come back in with our Walrus and we commit to the Powder Snow Farm Down. Once again, I am going for the Hail Mary. Does the opponent respect the Earthquake? Yes, they do. So we've now got shield parity. The opponent is going to throw some energy, and I've got a decision to make. Can Shadow Swampert clean up this match? We're about to find out. Some more visual lag. You hate to see it. In the back is a Giratina. Holy crap. I really should have saved my Walrus. So we are going to have to land a Hydro Cannon and an Earthquake. So I am going to bait the first time, hoping they call the Earthquake. Let's see if the opponent will shield this first move up. They do not, so now I am going to look to just go straight Hydro Cannon. If this was on Shadow Claw, straight Hydro Cannon, you can actually win in even shields. I've done it many times in the past. The opponent is looking to commit to the Dragon Breath Farm Down. We sneak a Mud Shot, so we've just got Under Tap. Earthquake will take out the Giratina, but will Swampert have enough HP to get to a Hydro Cannon against the Registeel? We're going to need to survive a few lock-ons. Can we make it? We die with the moves. So despite being pretty fucked, we almost managed to pull that game off. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we win lead against the Flying Umbreon. You love to see it. They switch out into Deoxys, and to be brutally honest, this is not a great matchup for this Deoxys. We are resisting counter. Any one charge move we can also tank, and you can see that the bulky Deoxys is already into the yellow. So we are now going to come in with Swampert, go for this Hydro Cannon immediately, applying some shield pressure. The opponent does shield it up, and we are going to match shields as the first Psycho Boost is the one that will do the most damage. Psycho Boost does lower your attack by 2 stages each time. This next Psycho Boost is going to do pretty much fuck all, despite Shadow Swampert being quite glassy. I am going to look to overfarm as much as possible. The opponent switches back out into Mandibuzz, taking advantage of the misaligned switch timer, but Mandibuzz is going to have to eat 2 Hydro Cannons. I'm hoping my switch timer does pop back up and we can get now back into either of our back 2 Pokemon. We are going to choose to come in with the Walrus because it can tank charge moves considerably better than Granbull. The opponent throws a Shadow Ball and we absolutely laugh at that. I am looking to go for the very aggressive Powder Snow Farm Down. We are going to have to tank another charge move, but I don't give a flying fuck. They throw a Foul Play this time. We commit to the Powder Snow Farm Down. We are now absolutely loaded. Back out comes the Deoxys. We are going to be spamming out these Icicle Spheres. They allow the first one to go through. I am getting super low on HP, so I'm just choosing to knock this thing out with some energy. What is it they have in the back? They have an Escavalier, so we are just going to chip it with an Icicle Sphere. Icicle Sphere doesn't do too much, but it does now put it into Hydro Cannon range. We come in, throw the Hydro Cannon. The opponent is going to be forced to give up their final shield, which they do. And now it's time for Granbull to come in. It's going to be time for the big fat close combat coming through, and you already know this is going to absolutely one-shot the Escavalier. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we lead Shadow Granbull into Walrus. Not really great, as they are far too spammy and far too oppressive for our Granbull. I attempt to catch an Icicle Sphere onto my own Walrus, and we absolutely fail miserably. The opponent will probably throw an Earthquake. I'm not going to shield it up, seeing if they have a hard counter for us. They are actually just staying in, so I am going to fire off an Earthquake of my own. Let's see if the opponent is willing to shield. They do shield it up. They must be weak to Walrus in the back. Hopefully they have something like a nidoqueen, so they're also weak to Swampert, but most likely it's probably a Trevenant. We call the Icicle Sphere bait, so now we are going to get both shields off the opponent, or we are going to knock this thing out. The opponent shields up once again. Holy crap. They must really be weak to ice, but at this stage now, I'm just going to have to allow our Walrus to go down and hope that Granbull and Swampert up 2 shields is enough to clean up this battle. We are going to shield one Icicle Sphere, tank the next one, and we will leave with a close combat or a crunch, good to go for whatever is in the back. The opponent does make a move. We was hoping to charm down, but we can tank it. We are quite low on HP. What is it the opponent comes in with? They come in with a Dragon Ghost, the one and only Giratina. Giratina isn't going to appreciate this crunch. We get the defense shot. They are on Dragon Breath. They're attempting to Dragon Breath down, and Granbull on 10 HP absolutely deletes them. Trevenant in the back. This is not fantastic. I am going to shield this up. We are going to have to get to 3 Hydro Cannons, but we are going to get outpaced. So I am going to go for as much energy as I can. Hydro Cannon still does decent damage because Trevenant is quite glassy. We will need 3 to knock out. We get to the second one. This is going to get the Trevenant fairly low. Hopefully we can sneak a Charm in, but they are on Shadow Claw, and I think 1 Shadow Claw is going to be enough to knock us out. This is going to be an absolute heartbreaking loss because I should have recognised Trevenant in the back. They do survive on 1 HP and a Dream and win that battle. So moral of the story, if you see a fucking Walrus, most of these basic bitch meta players always have a Trevenant. So I probably should have shielded my Walrus. Moving on into the next battle, we see another Steel type in the lead. Granbull is absolutely losing all the leads. We tank the Rock Slide and are going straight for the Hail Mary. Does the opponent respect the Earthquake? Yes, they do. So apparently most people, when I safe switch into the Walrus, are likely to stay in. You hate to see it. We could shield this move up, but I'm just going to allow it to go down. They throw a superpower. I am going to have to wait out my full timer and come in with Shadow Swampert. So we are coming in with the Swampert. They have debuffed their attack already with a superpower, so I'm not going to shield this up. They actually throw a Rock Slide, one of the strangest plays I think I've ever seen. We build up towards the Earthquake and we are throwing a Hydro Cannon. Let's see if the opponent is willing to give up their final shield. They do shield it up, so now we are going to come in with Granbull, banking that energy for later. I am going to allow, once again, this charge move to come through because I know that Granbull has no play whatsoever against the Melmetal that would return if I did commit a shield. So I'm going to come back in with Swampert. We're going to knock this charm out with a Hydro Cannon. They come back in with Melmetal, so I am going to be forced to burn a shield here. They're going to Rock Slide bait me, no doubt. They actually throw a superpower, so once again, a massively puzzling play. I build up as much energy as I can before getting hit with another one. We knock them out with a Hydro Cannon, and what is in the back? In the back is a Cresselia, and you're about to see just how devastating Shadow Swampert can be. It's going to take 3 Hydro Cannons to knock them out. They are going to need to make back-to-back Grass Knots. We make the second Hydro Cannon. This is going to get the Cresselia fairly low. Cresselia might be thinking it was in a great spot, but guess what? I have a shield. I'm going to shield up this Grass Knot. We are going to win the race to the next Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to take care of Cresselia. And once again, Shadow Swampert proving why it is the GOAT of the Ultra League. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next one. We lead Shadow Granbull into Nidoqueen. Can we win lead? Probably not. That's what you get for running a Charmer. They come in with a Scrafty. They might be thinking they have got us hard countered. Well, let me tell you, if this opponent doesn't know, Shadow Walrus is about to be a Scrafty counter confirmed. If you throw 1 Icicle Sphere and an Earthquake, it will knock out. We tank the power-up punch. We're going straight for the Earthquake. Was the opponent counting fast moves correctly? Clearly fucking not, because Walrus is a Scrafty counter confirmed. You heard it here first. They've got a Walrus of their own. I'm attempting to make the Earthquake. Unfortunately, we do get Powder Snowed down. Not fantastic, but at least we have some use for Granbull now. We can come in and just do as much charm damage as physically possible. The opponent has a boatload of energy. They just throw an Icicle Spear. They now switch out into Nidoqueen. They're now at the Earth Power. I am going to shield up. I know they probably are going to bait me, but we're not taking any chances. We do get baited. However, 1 Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to knock them out. This now is just a Poison Fang, so I don't need to shield this next one up. The opponent should have rebuilt up towards the Earth Power. They did not. Now Shadow Swampert is sitting in a pretty good spot. I am going for an undercharge, but it still knocks out. This Walrus has 2 shields. Can we pull this game off? We are just going to be spamming out Hydro Cannons. The opponent doesn't shield up. Once again, I am going to commit a shield here just to try and get as much Mudshot damage as physically possible. We switch back into Granbull, looking to snipe. We can't snipe. They're on 1 HP and a Dream. If they're not at back-to-back moves, we will be able to Mudshot this thing down. And that is exactly what Shadow Swampert does. And we take that battle. If I'm being honest, I think it was a bit of a gift from the opponent. I've got no idea why they threw an Earthquake at my double debuff Swampert, but we're going to take that. Moving on into the next battle, we see Shadow Granbull into Deoxys. We've already seen this matchup. This is really positive. Any move they do throw from the defense-weighted named Defense Deoxys, believe it or not, it doesn't hit particularly hard. We are going to reach this Crunch. Crunch should be drawing a shield or knocking out. They do shield it up, and the opponent is going to have to throw energy. They are not going to resist it, counter us down. We are just going to allow Granbull to go down. I'm going to come in with Shadow Swampert and look to commit to the very aggressive Mudshot farm down. It might look like they haven't got very many HP, but let me tell you, this fucking Deoxys is super bulky. We will tank the Psycho Boost. The opponent obviously not wanting to get farm down, come in with a Scrafty. Holy crap, our Walrus doesn't want to see this, despite us knocking one out in the last battle. Behind on energy, this isn't going to be a great matchup. I am going to shield up both power-up punches because I need to get to back-to-back Hydro Cannons. If I allowed one to go through, we would get countered down. So as much as it pains you to shield up a power-up punch, that is the correct play. Once again, I am going to have to shield up this power-up punch. I'm going to want this Hydro Cannon to knock out the Scrafty and hope Walrus can clean up this game. They've got one counter user. I hope they haven't got triple counter. Let's find out. I'm spamming out Walrus. Let's see what they have in the back. The opponent is waiting out their timer, so we do have to be mindful of the sacrificial swap. They come in with Nidoqueen. They are throwing a Poison Fang. Like I said, you need to play it really cool. They are going to attempt to catch at some stage. I read them like an absolute fucking book, so just for that Nidoqueen, eat Earthquake, motherfucker, and that is going to be a good game. GG's and thanks for playing. We all knew the sack was coming, so in the end game there, you've got to be really careful, like I was. Moving on into the next battle, we see another Defense Deoxys in the lead. This Ultra League is absolutely full of XL Pokemon, and this is one of the few leagues that Granbull does really enjoy. We can tank any move. They're on rock slide. We are now still super healthy. We're going to outpace to this crunch. I imagine the opponent will shield because every other Defense Deoxys user has shielded up. Apparently DD users love to win lead. They are once again going to have to throw, and I am not going to shield this up. You can see this Defense Deoxys has more HP left than the last one, so this Mudshot farm down is going to be near impossible, but either way, fuck it, we'll attempt it anyway. I'm not going to shield this up. It is a debuffed Psycho Boost. We are going to get hit with multiple if we commit to the Mudshot farm down. The opponent is going to have to throw again. They realise we are looking to Mudshot down. They now switch out into Trevenant, and we are sitting in a pretty good spot. I am going to allow one Seed Bomb to go through. I'm going to overfarm as much as I can. This Icicle Sphere will knock out unless the opponent is willing to burn their final shield. They do shield it up, so at this stage I am going to shield the Seed Bomb up as well. We're going to knock this Trevenant out and hope a loaded Swampert can clean up this battle. We overfarm once again as much as we can, hoping to get to a move against whatever they have in the back. Icicle Sphere knocks out Trevenant. What is hiding in the back? They have a Talonflame. So I build up as much energy as possible, throw the Icicle Sphere. This puts it in Hydro Cannon range. We've got back-to-back and a shield. This Hydro Cannon is going to take care of Talonflame. Hi Talonflame, bye Talonflame. We've got a Hydro Cannon good to go against the Defense Deoxys, and Swampert is going to clean up this battle. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we lead Shadow Granbull into a regular Granbull. Holy crap, I didn't think I'd see another Granbull user. We get an absolute boatload of lag. Hello, game, what's happening? Well, it looks like we are the beneficiary of the lag. But as they've now come in to another Charmer, I've left this battle in because, spoiler alert, they are running Double Charm and Giratina. So that opponent is even more filthy than me running a Charmer. So we are going to leave it in. We come in to our Walrus. They've got Giratina in the back, and that is the quickest top left in the Ultra League you're ever going to see. Moving on to the next battle. We lead Shadow Granbull into a Scrafty. This is the exact lead we've been looking for all day. They save switch into a Pidgeot. I chip it a little bit with a Charm, and we come in to the Walrus. We outpace to this Icicle Sphere. This will be enough to knock out unless the opponent shields. They do shield it up. We sneak a Powder Snow. We don't want to get hit with a Brave Bird. This opponent does obviously go for a Feather Dance, but either way, we are going to outpace to another Icicle Sphere. Is the opponent willing to go down 2 shields? I highly doubt it, as this match is not brilliant. They do actually shield it up once again. We CMP tie. This again will be a Feather Dance, but I really want to maintain the correct alignment, so I do shield it up. Unfortunately, we did CMP tie, yet more visual lag. What is going on with this game today? Absolutely nobody knows. We undercharge. We now leave with a move. What is the opponent going to come in with? I see a Psychic type, so I'm just spamming out Icicle Spheres, double debuff, and it does. I think it actually healed Defense Deoxys. I think it's now got more HP than when it actually entered the battlefield. We get to one more for a little bit of token chip damage, and now we have the alignment that we want. We are going to put Swampert onto this Defense Deoxys. The opponent is building up an absolute boatload of energy, so I go straight for the Hydro Cannon. We just need to get as much chip damage on this DD and allow our Granbull to clean up this battle. Once again, they still haven't thrown. Holy crap, what are you doing, Mr. Opponent? So that's going to be enough to take care of the Defense Deoxys. We switch out into Granbull, and the opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Shout out to Home Slice Henry for that quote. So those were the battles. You can see we went a perfect 5-0 in that last set. Do I like Charm? Not really. Is this team good? Yeah, it's got pretty good coverage. Would I recommend it? That's up to you. If you like to use a bit of tap and can't really be asked to do much other than tapping your phone screen, then I'd recommend this team because Granbull is really oppressive in the right situation. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing if you'd like your battles featured on the channel. Link to my battle submission form is down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.